The Northern Lights, snow trekking and ice driving. Last week I went on an epic Scandi adventure for the launch of the Volvo EX30 cross country. First up, we flew into Lilia, where we watched the sunset below the snow as the locals exercised on the ice of a frozen lake. These chairs are called kick sleds and are a great way to raise the heart rate whilst also taking in the views. After a gorge dinner at Herma Gastronomy, we spent the night before an early start to drive further north to our next location. There'd been word that the Northern Lights were out in full force, so we were really hoping to see them. And as you can see, the sun takes a few hours to rise and set here, which means amazing light for more of the day. We got to stay in these Aurora pods, so this was some serious Scandi glamping. We had a jam-packed schedule, so I put on my snow gear and we headed out for a snow trek where you get these snowshoes, and we waddled our way to the middle of the forest for a Scandi lunch in nature. What a nice switch up from the London rat race. Afterwards, we swiftly headed into the cars to drive to see the real reason we were all here. The reveal of the Volvo EX30 cross country, a small electric SUV made for big adventures. We got a sneak peek before anybody else. Then we joined the live stream for the reveal before getting some snaps of the car. After some downtime, we had another amazing dinner. The Northern Lights readings were looking less likely and later than previously thought, so we waited a little bit longer, and at around 11 p.m, they came out in full force. I'd actually just come out of the shower block, so I'm literally in my pajamas and my snowshoes and coat. And to top it off, the moon was so nearly full and the stars and planets were so clear. We all stayed outside for about an hour as we watched the Northern Lights move and change. It was a pinch me moment. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to see them. The next day was our chance to do some ice driving, aka drifting around a frozen lake. So after a cute brekkie in the pod, we drove north. It was about -10 degrees this whole trip, but the sun and proper snow gear made it surprisingly bearable. Pleasant, in fact. After a quick briefing, we launched ourselves around the track in the new EX30 cross country. Some of us more daring than others, who knew being towed out of the snow was actually more traumatic than the collision. It didn't take long before we were feeling overstimulated and full of adrenaline. So we then left it up to the professionals to take us around an obstacle track for a demo before it was time to head back to the airport. Thank you, Volvo, for an unforgettable few days.